Which is better, the Umidigi A5 Pro or the Umidigi F1? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. Follow me on Instagram at KevinBreezeTV. Please join the Kevin Breeze Tech community on Facebook to chat about budget smartphones, ask questions, and help others. Hi everyone. This is Kevin here, and in this video we're comparing the Umidigi A5 Pro to the Umidigi F1. The A5 Pro is very new to the market. It just came out a few weeks ago, and the Umidigi F1 came out in early this year. So the A5 Pro is definitely the latest and greatest from the brand, but the F1 is still a really strong seller for Umidigi, and I know that many of you are still very interested in it. Now currently you can buy the Umidigi A5 Pro for $119.99. Now it's listed at $129.99, but there is a coupon that you can then apply over at Amazon to get $10 off. And the Umidigi F1 is being offered at $199. So the Umidigi F1 is $80 more than the Umidigi A5 Pro. Now both devices feature 6.3-inch displays with teardrop notches at the top. The displays on both phones are 1080p with a 19.5:9 aspect ratio with a PPI of 409. So essentially we're getting the same display panels with both devices, and they both look really good. They're nice and crisp and clear, and they're great for watching videos, looking at social media posts, and really doing anything on your phone. Now the Umidigi A5 Pro is available in crystal blue, which we have here, and space gray. And you can get the Umidigi F1 in both red and black. Now this is, of course, the black color. Both phones feature 16 megapixel front-facing cameras. The Umidigi A5 Pro comes with 32 gigabytes of internal storage with microSD card expansion, and with the Umidigi F1, we get 128 gigabytes of internal storage, which is massive, and it also has microSD card expansion. So we're getting 4 times the amount of internal storage with the Umidigi F1. Now neither of these two devices have wireless charging, but they do both have fingerprint sensors on the back. So we'll try that out right now. First with the Umidigi A5 Pro. And that was really quick. And now we'll try it on the F1. And that was really quick as well. Now there are some major differences though with the cameras on the back. So with the Umidigi A5 Pro, we have a triple camera setup with a main 16 megapixel rear facing camera, a secondary 5 megapixel camera for the depth sensing, and a third wide angle camera that comes in at 8 megapixels. And with the Umidigi F1, we get a 2 camera setup with a 16 megapixel main camera and an 8 megapixel secondary camera, which is of course the depth sensing camera. So we don't get a wide angle camera with the Umidigi F1, so that is one of the benefits that you'll get with the Umidigi A5 Pro. Now hardware wise, I feel like the Umidigi A5 Pro is the better cameras of the two. However, the cameras in the A5 Pro still need some more software updates so that they can be better optimized to take better looking photos. Now thankfully the Umidigi F1 has already received quite a few software updates, and the pictures that this device can take are pretty good. Now with both phones you're getting bokeh mode, which is basically like portrait mode, so if you're really into that, then just know that you have that with both phones here. They both feature 4 gigabytes of RAM, but the processors are very different. With the Umidigi A5 Pro we get a Helio P23 processor, and with the Umidigi F1 we get a MediaTek Helio P60. Now the P60 is a much better processor than the P23. Now I also had a chance to do some benchmark testing with both devices so that you can really get a good idea of how the performance of each stands up to each other. Now with the Umidigi A5 Pro we received an overall score with the Antutu benchmark of 82223, and with the Umidigi F1 we got a score of 142961. So nearly double the score on the Umidigi F1. And you can see, especially with the CPU, there's some pretty dramatic differences there. So there's no doubt that the Umidigi F1 offers the better performance of these two phones, but the Umidigi A5 Pro still does offer nice performance and does run well. So I think you're going to be happy with both of these devices performance-wise, but there's no doubt that the F1 will deliver better performance. Now video recording on both phones maxes out at 1080p at 30 frames per second. The Umidigi A5 Pro features a 4150 mAh internal battery, and with the Umidigi F1 we have a 5150 mAh internal battery. Both devices run Android 9 Pie, which is the latest version of Android, and it is a stock build on both of them. So if you're really into stock Android, then you're definitely going to like both of these phones. Now that we've had a chance to compare the specifications of these two devices, let's now take a closer look at the hardware. So we already talked about the front quite a bit, and really on the front here, they're both very similar. They both have 1080p displays at 6.3 inches, they both have a 19:9 aspect ratio, they both have teardrop notches on the top. However, it seems like the teardrop notch on the Umidigi A5 Pro is a bit more squared off compared to the Umidigi F1 that is a little more streamlined. Now, taking a look at the left side of these two devices, we also have a similar configuration with just the slot for the micro SD card and SIM card. Another thing to take note of is that we have a metal band going around the Umidigi A5 Pro versus the Umidigi F1, which has a polycarbonate material that extends to the back of the phone. Then on the right side, we have the volume buttons and we have the power button on both devices. Then on the top, we have nothing on the Umidigi A5 Pro, and on the Umidigi F1, we have the noise canceling microphone. Then taking a look at the bottom of both devices, we have the speaker, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, we have the microphone, but on the Umidigi A5 Pro, we have a micro USB port for charging and data transfer, and on the Umidigi F1, we have USB-C. Now I personally prefer USB-C, it's definitely the future, and I understand why they have micro USB on the Umidigi A5 Pro, and it's mostly to save money. Now taking a look at the back sides of these two devices, there are some major differences in the way that they look, but overall, many of the functions are the same. We have the camera, we have the flash, and we have the fingerprint sensor on the back side along with the Umidigi logos. But of course, we have kind of this reflective material on the Umidigi A5 Pro versus the Umidigi F1 that has that polycarbonate material. I like both of these designs, and what's nice though about the Umidigi F1 is that it does not pick up any fingerprints, whereas on the Umidigi A5 Pro, it definitely picks up fingerprints. Let's now do a speed test comparison of these two devices. We're going to start by pulling up the camera. So 1, 2, 3, go. And the Umidigi F1 was definitely faster at pulling up the camera. Now we're going to pull up Google Chrome, so 1, 2, 3, go. And the Umidigi F1 was quicker at pulling up Google Chrome. Next, we're going to go to yahoo.com, 1, 2, 3, go. And the F1 was also quicker at pulling up Yahoo. We're going to go to Engadget now, so 1, 2, 3, go. And the F1 was quicker at pulling up Engadget. Scrolling on both phones is very smooth, so that's a good thing. Probably a little bit smoother though on the F1. Let's now go to this link. 1, 2, 3, go. And the F1 was quicker at pulling up that link. So it definitely seems like the F1 is the quicker of the two devices. So is it worth spending the extra $80 on the Umidigi F1 over the Umidigi A5 Pro? Well, there definitely are many benefits. We're getting 4 times the amount of internal storage with the F1. We're getting a much better processor, and we're getting 1,000 extra milliamp hours on the battery. But besides that, the Umidigi A5 Pro is equal or in some ways better with the cameras than the Umidigi F1. So if you want the better performance, a little bit extra battery capacity, and 4 times the amount of internal storage, then it might be worth spending an extra $80 to get the Umidigi F1. But otherwise, you should definitely go with the Umidigi A5 Pro. But I'm really interested to know your thoughts about these two phones and which one you think is the better option of the two. I think the good thing about the Umidigi A5 Pro is that it does perform really well, and it's very well optimized with the software running nicely on the device. So there are many things to like about this phone, and for its very affordable price tag, you really are getting a lot. But let me know what you think down below in the comments section, and I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts about these two devices. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're looking to buy either of these two phones, then take a look at the link in the video description. But this is Kevin here, and I'll see you in the next video.